Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a 2001 Rolex Cellini Danaos, a rarely seen model 4243, a combination of white gold and rose gold. The timepiece is a manual wind dress Rolex of a rarely seen model family, easily wearable in 37 millimeters in a rather cushion-like form on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. The watch is also fairly flat at 9.4 millimeters thick, largely thanks to the manual wind movement. From lug to lug, the watch is a very reasonable 45.7 millimeters with a broad and contemporary 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This watch feels far ahead of the time given the era in which it was made. Now, the timepiece is very comfortable, largely in part to a strap that features no encumbrance to its movement. You can see it is a Rolex factory strap, calfskin on both sides, unbolstered with a sheer edge showing the layers of construction, black with a monotone stitch. You can see that it's paired with a full white gold Rolex deployant clasp, so it's uncommon to find a Rolex on a single fold deployant that's not an oyster and paired with the strap. The timepiece has a slightly more vintage inspired look than many contemporary Cellini watches, as there's a deliberately larger gap between the lugs and the strap, giving it a bit of a mid-century appearance. You can see this is a new Rolex factory strap, so you'll be the first to crimp it and gouge it. You can see the case back with the Cellini name and crest surrounding. Simple manual wind with a Rolex branded crown. And then this is where things get complicated. The case itself is fairly sophisticated. All of high polish. It features a bezel in rose gold that is sunken below the lugs of the white gold case itself. The lugs have a curt, tapered profile, and you can see they're rather short and stubby, but they do have a handsome fluid form. This is anything but a Rolex Supercase sports watch. The bezel is domed in profile, and the watch is thinned out by the fact that the bezel is sunken between the lugs rather than sitting atop the mid-case. It has a fairly flat profile atop, though not quite conical, and you can see that it gives way to a dial that is a lustrous black lacquer. Let me pull in my polishing cloth, and you can actually see me in the background. That's how I shoot. The dial is exceptional. First, it's a Rolex dress watch that's fully loomed. That was unexpected, but much appreciated. All applique rose gold hands, rose gold indices, rose gold 5-point coronet, and the dial is lacquered, so it's glossy. It has the gleaming, bottomless depth of wet paint. With a minimum of printing, Rolex resisted printing a book on this dial, and I appreciate that paucity of text. Now, inside the case, Rolex manufacturer caliber 1602, manual wind, 46-hour power reserve, 20 joules, free sprung. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and because it is a manual movement, it gives you a way of interacting with your Rolex watch that you may not have experienced hitherto. Daily winding when you wake up and put the watch on. I happen to enjoy that kind of interaction with my watch, and I'm sure that if you're looking for a different kind of Rolex, this is going to be right up your alley. Both the appearance of the watch and the experience of the watch are going to be different from any oyster. The timepiece is exceptional, though at 30 meters water resistant, it's not exceptionally water resistant. That's a timepiece for another time, and that's probably a steel sports watch of an oyster ilk. This timepiece is all about elegance and exclusivity. The Cellini line dating back to the 1960s and the earliest days of the notion that Rolex might be a collection theme rather than just one watch that a professional buys once. Cellini today still flying the flag for Rolex as a collection theme. You've got the sports watch, you've stalked the Daytona, the Sub, the GMT. Now it's time to get refined, it's time to get slender, and it's time to drop the automatic winding in favor of the most traditional of watchmaking. You can see and own this Cellini Danaos on the Watchbox. Rolex Cellini Danaos by night, fully loomed, unusual for a Rolex dress watch, and I have to say the combination of the white gold and the rose gold was remarkably prescient and forward-looking by the standards of the early 2000s when this watch was made. Rose and white metal today is the look for two-tone. Ahead of the curve, that's Rolex. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox.